Welcome to week 11 of my NFL prediction. I'm so sorry. My chair is so loud. I need a new one. I can't move. Man, this year is going by so quick. I can't believe we're already at week 11. Yeah, like I said, we're in week 11, and we still don't know who's great. We know who's great. I mean, we got teams that are great, but we don't really know who's good, and we know who's bad. I mean, it's so confusing right now. Last week I did go 9-5, which it's fine. I'm 90-59 all time, and still in third behind Travis and Bryant. And this week the Colts and the Saints have byes, so I'm hoping this week I can pull ahead. I've got a couple upsets in there. I'm scared because that damn Brandon Perna from That's Good Sports, he spun the wheel and he cursed 4 teams. And so far his curses have been on point. Like almost every team that's been cursed has lost or lost a player. So, I mean, it's going to be insane if all 4 of these teams lose. I did pick half. I picked 2 to get upsets. But let's go ahead and get into it. Game of the week I have playing in the background will be the Seahawks versus the Rams. I was gonna try and do highlights of it, but that's a lot of work, and it makes the game. It makes it look kind of bad when I have to go through the highlights. I was hoping it would have just been a highlight reel, but it wasn't. So once again, it will be a sped up game, and unfortunately, the scores every time are kind of the same for each of these games that I've done. I don't know why it's got to do that. I didn't even do even teams this time. Last 2 times I did even teams, and it didn't do it. I didn't do it, and it's still the same. I guess the teams are pretty similar overall in the game. Whatever. For the first game tonight, Thursday Night Football, we have the New Jersey Jets taking on the New England Patriots. The Jets, they beat the Browns 27-20, and a bit of an upset, I'd say. I don't know. They're both pretty bad teams, but I think it was a comeback. Either that or it was just the Jets did not do anything on offense. I think it was that. I think it was the Jets didn't do shit on offense. I think they had like 50 passing yards. The Patriots beat the Buccaneers 28-23. And like I said last week, I think this was the truest test for the Patriots to see if they're actually good. I think they are. I think they're for real. And the Jets, they're still not good despite that win. Like, they are still bad. So I think the Patriots, they get a decisive win, 35-20. However, once again, this is a division game, so it could go either way. I'm not going to say this every time, but if it's a division game, I'm just saying they could really go either way. Next up, in Madrid, we got the Commanders taking on the Dolphins. I think this is the final European game. The Commanders last week lost embarrassingly 44-22 versus the Lions. And the Dolphins shocked the Bills. Like I said, a division game. They shocked the Bills 30-13. The Commanders are done. I think they're just trying to get some wins and make themselves look a little bit more respectable. And I think Daniels is going to be out against this game. So it is the Dolphins' game to lose. So I think the Dolphins will win 28-14. Next, we got the Packers taking on the Giants. The Packers lost an ugly 10-7 game versus the Eagles on Monday Night Football. And the Giants, I think they lost a comeback game versus the Bears. I think the Bears came back in the fourth quarter in that one, 24-20. The Packers, they've kind of fallen off recently. They've had some pretty mid games as of late, losing 2 in a row, I think. I think this is 2nd in a row. And the Giants, they did just fire Brian Daboll, and they are going to start Jameis Winston with Jackson Dart out. I think this is going to be one of the upsets. The Packers got cursed by the curse wheel, so I think the Giants will get an upset 33-27. Next, we got the Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans. The Texans had a big comeback 29-10 deficit victory. Let me rephrase that. The Texans had a big comeback win to defeat the Jaguars 36-29, and the Titans are coming off their bye. Like I was trying to say, the Texans came back from a 29-10 deficit to get this victory. Very impressive. All those points were in the fourth quarter. I think it was 26 points in the fourth quarter. Yeah, duh. And the Titans, they're still a bottom feeder. I'm hoping they can bring it back. Bring it back. Sorry. I'm hoping they can bring it back eventually. Like, I want Cam Ward to do good. And the Texans, they are on this upswing, and I think they will keep this momentum going with a 34-10 victory. Texans. Next, we got the Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Another division game, so this could go either way. The Panthers were embarrassed last week versus the one-win Saints, losing 17-7. And the Falcons lost to the Colts 31-25. Both of these teams right now, they are very hit or miss. The Falcons are a much more losing team right now, which is I don't know. It's I don't know how to go about this. The Falcons, they do look better on paper right now, despite the record. Michael Penix looks decent, while Bryce Young is an embarrassment. I won't lie. I thought he picked it up, but I mean, we'll see. They did win 30-0 earlier this year. With that being said, I do think the Falcons pick up a win here, 24-23. If they don't, if the Panthers win, they could go on a tear that I'm hoping for. But if they lose this one, I think they're done. Honestly. Sorry. Next, we got the Chicago Bears taking on the Minnesota Vikings. The Bears are another team that got cursed, by the way. I'm just going to tell you guys who all got cursed. The Bears won last week versus the Giants 24-20, and the Vikings lost 27-19 against the Ravens. The Bears, they're looking very good so far. They're picking it up. They seem to be a fourth quarter team, which is fine. And the Vikings, they look pretty mid. Once again, a division game, but I think the Bears pick up a win, 27-24. However, with the curse wheel that's Good Sports spun, they might lose a player, or they might lose. But right now, I got them winning 27-24. Next, we got the Chargers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chargers beat the Steelers 25-10, and the Jags, they had that fall apart loss to the Texans 36-29. Sorry, I had 34 written down. That's my bad. The Chargers, they look great, and they're looking to keep this winning streak alive. I think they have a 3-game win streak right now, maybe 4. And the Jags, they're just a confusing goof of a team right now. So I think the Chargers win 28-23. All right. Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Buffalo Bills. The possible game of the week, one of the many chances for a game of the week. The Bucs lost last week 28-23 versus the Patriots, and the Bills were upset by the Dolphins 30-13. Both teams right now, they're looking to bounce back, which I do notice I say a lot. A lot of teams tend to try and bounce back. They're both still great teams, I think. Too many injuries for the Buccaneers right now. They're one of those injury-riddled teams. So I think the Bills win 38-28. Next, we got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bengals are coming off their bye, and the Steelers lost 25-10 versus the Chargers. The Bengals are looking to start picking up some wins here to possibly take the AFC North. It's still a huge race right now. The Bengals could come back and somehow win it, but they got to start. Their defense has to pick it up. And the Steelers, they are looking to bounce back after that embarrassing loss. I think that might be 2 in a row. Yeah, I think maybe. I don't remember. I think the Bengals get a shock 31-23 win to start this upswing. And I do think Joe Burrow might come back by Thanksgiving. I think he is in practice right now, so fingers crossed, but I don't think that's going to help with their defense being so bad. Hopefully they pick it up, but yeah, I think the Bengals get the win. Next, we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. 49ers are another team that got cursed, by the way. 49ers, they lost 42-28 versus the Rams, and the Cardinals lost 44-22 versus the Seahawks. Both these teams are looking to bounce back from those embarrassing losses, but the 49ers are still riddled with injuries right now, and the Cardinals are running with Brissett again. I think he's their new starter. Despite the curse, I do think the 49ers will win 21-14. I think the Cardinals are going to keep falling game by game. And next we got the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Another game of the week. I think this will be game of the week. Both teams, they're coming off those big wins. I'm not going to repeat it. And they're sitting at 7-2 looking to take the NFC West right now. It's still an open competition, though. This could truly go either way, not even just being a division game. They're both pretty good teams. I think the Rams win 42-35. And I do think this is where Sam Darnold will start to regress. I think we're going to see that last season Sam Darnold's going to come out, where he did really good most of the season, and then there was those embarrassing losses at the end. So I think that's going to start happening. Slowly but surely will happen. Next, we got the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs are coming off their bye, and the Broncos are coming off that massive 10-7 win versus the Raiders. The Broncos, sitting at 8-2, are such a weird team. They either blow out their opponents or they beat them by 3 points with 10 total points scored, The Chiefs, they're looking to rebuild this momentum, and I do think that they are going to pick it back up with a 30-21 win. I think the Broncos will slowly start to fall. I think both teams will probably make the playoffs, honestly, though. Next, we got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Ravens coming off that massive 27-19 win versus the Vikings, and the Browns coming off that embarrassing 27-20 loss to the Jets. The Ravens are starting to gain their wins, and they're starting to take the AFC North. I do think they will. They will most likely win the AFC North. I think the Steelers will fall off. The Browns, they're just terrible. And the Bengals, their defense is really bad. The Bengals could possibly take it too, but right now I think the Ravens win 44-20, and I do think they will start to take the North. Next up, we got the Lions taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The final possible game of the week. Lions coming off that big 44-22 win versus the Commanders, and the Eagles had that embarrassing 10-7 win versus the Packers. This is a big game for both teams. They're both looking to take the NFC entirely. They're going to be competing with that NFC West winner, though. The Eagles are looking to keep the small win streak going that they got, I think 3 in a row. And the Lions, they did just have Dan Campbell take over play calling, I believe it was. And I think that's going to be a big one. And I think that's going to cause the Lions to win 36-33. And finally, Monday night, we got the Cowboys taking on the Raiders. This is just going to be an ugly game, I think. Cowboys coming off a 28-14 loss versus the bye week. I forgot I wrote that. And I read it, and I was like, wait, they didn't play. And then I finished reading it. And the Raiders coming off that 10-7 loss versus the Broncos. Both teams are pretty bad right now. The Raiders, they're just nothing. And the Cowboys, they do have a couple of wins. And they do have a much better offense. So I think the Cowboys win 24-13. And that's about it. So we got the Patriots, Dolphins, Giants, Texans, Falcons, Bears, Chargers, Bills, Bengals, 49ers, Rams, Chiefs, Ravens, Lions, and the Cowboys. What was the fourth game? Packers, Bears. Oh, the Steelers got cursed also, by the way, which is why I don't think they're going to win. But as usual, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you want. And And don't forget to subscribe to my other channels. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.